Hey everybody, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I hope everybody is doing well. Um, I wanted to get on here and do a reading because I've been picking up on some really heavy kind of energy in the last couple of days. And so I pulled some cards and kind of meditated on this, and it's what I'm getting here is that you're stuck in a comfort. You're stuck in your own comfort zone, right? And spirit is kind of like nudging you to break out of that comfort zone, and it feels like you've been called to do more in your life than what you're currently doing right now. And it feels like you're apprehensive about it, because where you're at is pretty comfortable, and it's hard to like get out and into the world and face those challenges that you can come across, with people or circumstances and situations. And so it's comfortable to just stay where you're at, stay at home or in a specific routine that it's secure and stable, it's predictable, it's safe. And the energy I'm getting with these cards is, we have the village here, and that talks about, being safe in your community, but knowing that you have to leave the comfort and the safety of your community in order to grow. Knowing that you'll be back, knowing that, home or your village or, your community will always be there, but you're kind of at a standstill until you go out into the world here and experience all that is. And with this responsibility card, it talks about, taking responsibility for your life, taking charge, whatever that may be, like responsibilities of, for yourself or for your community. But it really feels like, Spirit is urging you to take responsibility for yourself and your actions or your lack of action. And, because you can't grow if you remain stagnant. And I had pulled some other cards here to expand on that energy. And what I'm picking up on is that maybe, it's like it just feels like you've been hurt before, and you've kind of withdrawn, and you've created a space around you that's comfortable and safe. And it, with the love here, it feels like this is surrounding relationships where you've been hurt. And the energy that I'm getting is that it's like you've kind of had this guard up, like you're really guarded, and you're kind of pessimistic to the world, and the people in it, and maybe because maybe you've not only been hurt once, but maybe you've been hurt over and over and over again, and not just by romantic interests, but other people in your life that you cared about. And with this drama queen card here with this extra, it's almost like Spirit is saying that it's not as bad. Like, not everybody is bad, not everybody deserves for you to hate them. Even though it's hard, because it's like, when you've been hurt so many times by people that you care about, it's hard to be trustworthy. It's hard to like put trust in people and to put yourself out there. But with this, it's like, with the Village card, it's like, so you're not gonna grow if you put yourself in a box, if you contain yourself. You're not gonna grow. You're not, if you seclude yourself, you're not gonna have positive experiences that kind of like turn this past negativity around, And I know it's hard because it's, people can kind of suck. So, but there are really good people out there too. And you're not going to meet them if you don't go out into the world and own your life, And so Spirit is kind of saying here is like, stop hiding. It's time to go. It's you've spent enough time alone. You've healed enough. And it's time to get out. And it's time to, go out into the world as this new, refined, more wiser, knowledgeable you, because the things that had happened to you in the past are not going to necessarily happen again, because you're wiser to it now. So you're not, the people that had maybe taken advantage of you in the past are not going to be able to do that again, because the signs and the signals and the red flags, and now you can listen to them. To trust yourself. So, yeah, Spirit is saying you need to take responsibility for the things that you have done or may not have done in the past, and take charge of your life. Don't let it hold you back, because you have the whole world out here. You have so many opportunities that can come towards you, and you have that discernment and that knowledge, that wisdom now, to where you can filter these things out, the negative people or the situations. You can filter that out, and you can handle it now. So just stop hiding. And yeah, so I'm gonna pull some tarot and get into it. But that's really what I've been picking up on the last few days, and yeah, it's been rough, So yeah, here I'm gonna pull some tarot here. I'm gonna kind of set these aside. But okay, Spirit, what do you want to tell us today? First, we have this Ace of Cups out here, and it kind of, it definitely goes along like with what I was just saying about, love, new opportunities, because now, just letting go of the past hurts and getting out into the world. I mean, because you have the Ace of Cups, and that's new love. That's you know, overflowing opportunity and love and relationships. It's maybe not necessarily romantic, but friendships as well. And I feel like the spirit is telling me that it's you're not gonna find it if you hole up, and seclude yourself, and you don't leave the comforts. So we have the Page of Swords. Yeah, I mean, that's just, there's so much more out there in the world than the negativity, and then there's a lot of opportunity just waiting for you. And with the Nine of Wands, it's like, you've endured, and you're tired, and it's like the wounded warrior over here, but there's still there's still hope. And you got him over here, and he's guarded, but he's looking over here at the Page of Wands, almost like, I wish I could be that Page of Swords. Sorry, I think I said Page of Wands, but I meant Page of Swords. Because it just goes along with the same energy, really, that I've been talking about. Is just, being guarded and being tired of getting hurt and tired of battling with people and the negativity and like that pessimism, with people, with this hater card over here. It's like you're just very pessimistic, and, I can't say that I blame you, because like I said, people are not always the best, but maybe you just haven't had the right filters on, to filter those people out. Like, you haven't put up boundaries with the people, and you ended up getting hurt. But Spirit is saying that there's if you get out of your comfort zone and you get out, like, you're ready to get out, and the world is waiting to offer you overflowing love and opportunity, because now you have new ways of dealing with people with the Page of Swords. Like, you have more knowledge, like, you've really gained the knowledge in order to decipher between good and bad. Because people can be deceiving, and they can be really good at it, So Spirit, can you tell us more about this? Tell us more. Okay, so you have the Chariot. Excuse me. The Six of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. So it feels like Spirit is really saying, it's time to go. It's time to, take control, and have the courage to go out into the world again, and, get your Ace of Cups, and you know, you're gonna find that you do find people that are willing to give you equal give and take, you know. And not everybody, let me say this, like, now that the, you know, you're wiser and you're more knowledgeable with dealing with people, it's like you're going to be able to find those good people that are willing to give back what you give them, you know, because it doesn't really feel like that's been the case in the past, you know. And with the Three of Wands, it's like you've grown, you have that foresight, you've expanded your, you know, your mind, you've expanded you've grown, and you're not the same person anymore. So, you know, to not be afraid. Don't be afraid to go out into the world again and, you know, get what you deserve. And that is, you know, love. So Spirit, tell me about the Ace of Cups. Okay, we have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, I mean, you've had your boundaries up. You've had your challenges in love. Oh, but look here. You have the Emperor and the Three of Pentacles. So yeah, like, you've had your boundaries up. You've had to put those boundaries up. Like, but it's almost like you've put too many walls up. You know, because I feel like with the Emperor and the Three of Pentacles here, it's like Spirit is saying, it's like, you know, you're going to find your Emperor and you're going to find good friends, but you have to put your walls down. At least some of them. You don't have to put all your walls down, but at least put some of them down. Because once you do, you're going to find that you don't deal with the people the same way. And that you know, you're going to gain your power back. Like, you have that power. For sure, you know? Do not be afraid. Because you aren't the same person, you know? Spirit, tell me about... I'm not going to take it, though, because I'm not done asking my question. I mean, it kind of goes along with the Six of Swords. I don't know where it went, but it goes along with what I'm saying. You know, you're letting go. Like, you're letting go of what no longer serves you, and now you're walking towards calmer waters. Yeah, so I'm going to get... what is this Three of Swords, Spirit? Or Three of Wands. Then we got the Magician. What's the Three of Wands, Spirit? That's too many. Way too many. What's the Three of Wands? I've got these two. Yeah. So you have the Death card and the Nine of Cups along with the Magician with the Three of Wands, to clarify the Three of Wands. And that just, I mean, yeah, that just says to me, it's like you've had an ending. Like, you've had an ending with yourself. Like, it's like you've been reborn. Like, parts of you had died, you know, have died and gone away, and like, you've healed these things in yourself. And now you're a whole new person. And, you know, you're more than capable. You have everything you need. With the Magician here, you have everything you need now to go out and get your Nine of Cups. You know, your wish fulfillment. To get everything you've ever wished for and dreamed for. Because you have You have the tools now. Yeah. So I'm going to clarify the Page of Swords. Spirit, what's the Page of Swords? The Empress. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you've done a lot of work on yourself. And now you're in this Empress energy, and you got the Emperor out here too. And that just tells me everything I need to know. Like, you really you just have to trust yourself enough to know that you're no longer going to make those same mistakes. Because now you've done a lot of work on yourself, and now you're in this Empress energy, and it just feels like Spirit is saying, like, it's time to get out. It's time to move. It's time to go. Because you have your Emperor waiting here for you, and you have, new friends, a new community. Maybe you are moving. I don't know. Maybe you've kind of stepped away from like old friend groups or community that you used to have, and because of hurts, like past hurts. But you have this whole other community, and you have this Emperor or Empress out here. You have, its counterpart. It's just like you're waiting. Spirit is waiting to give you your counterpart, so that you can be, it just feels like power couple. It's like power couple energy here. But you're keeping yourself trapped, with this Nine of Wands over here. It's like you're keeping yourself trapped because maybe you just don't trust yourself. But Spirit is saying that you should, with the Magician. It's like you in this Death card here. It's like you've gone through a transformation, and you're no longer that same person, and now you have everything you need with the this is a lot of major arcana. It just feels like there's just been it's like a huge life changes. You just got to take that step. Yeah, you have the Hierophant here. It's like you've learned your lessons, and you need to trust yourself now, because everything good out there is waiting for you. You just have to go get it. Yep. What is this Nine of Wands here? What is the Nine of Wands, Spirit? What is the Nine of Wands? Okay, you get the Star. What is the Nine of Wands, Spirit? The Seven of Cups. Yeah, with the Nine of Wands clarified by the Star and the Seven of Cups here, you've done the healing. You've done the work. And now it's like you have boundless opportunity for it, just waiting for you. As I've been saying, you have a multitude of opportunity out here waiting for you. And you have that discernment now, because the Seven of Cups, not all of the cups are good, right? But you have that discernment. You've healed. You're the Empress. You know what you want. You know what's good for you and what's bad for you. And so you're able to discern whatever comes at you now. So trust yourself. Trust yourself, because, Spirit has your back. Absolutely. Spirit has your back. Yeah, so I'm going to get get an affirmation out here for you guys. Spirit, what do you want to leave my collective with? What thought do you want to leave my collective with? Guided steps. Trust the process even when your path seems blocked or unclear. I keep moving forward. So yeah, definitely, you know, confirmation from what I've just been talking about. It may feel like you're, you know, trapped or, you know, but Spirit has your back, you know, and you're good. Trust yourself. Trust yourself to follow the path, the maze, the things that are thrown at you. Know that you're going to make the right decisions. Okay? So I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I wish you all the best. Blessings. Okay, bye.